So these are remnants of something which was used at a point of time, but now in much disuse. Nowadays, this Sphuta is not being used at all. But this is where it all started from.
Yeah.
Predicting on this, the sages got the fame. Now you want to find the fame in D9 for marriage. How you will get that? This
Uh,
was not the technique being used at the first place.
and also, Shubham, like what I seen is D12, D3, D9 works almost amazingly in many of the things like where others don't.
Yes, so see, the six divisional chart,
The Shep.
D1, D2, D3, D9, D12, and D30
Yeah.
are only accepted ones.
Yeah, that's what you gave in the predict.
Ah,
We
yes,
discussed.
and D7, D6, D16, and D60, D10. These divisional charts, the first six divisional charts, there are 18 stages in astrology.
Uh,
One is telling you use 16, so you better know.
yeah, and when I try to predict events exactly like only these six they are working. D10
Yeah.
I never even did. I don't think that is working actually.
No, this is not very important. Go with 18 opinion. Go remain to the six.
Yeah. And Shubham, like now what you said is, for example, think that Mars is aspecting Aries. And for example, think that Mars is in Libra and Sun
Hmm.
is in Aries. So when the Sun moved to Taurus, you mean to say that he carries
The
the
energy of, yeah.
energy of the Mars, and adding these two is actually indicating what, I mean, the full business, what happened between these two things.
Yes, 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 absolutely, absolutely. Let
Though
me,
Mars is
yeah.
aspecting here with the eighth aspect, but still there is a bit of business before that happened between these.
Yes, yes, yes. I will also tell you one more thing. So I was doing a private session. I taught this to someone in a private session. I wish to do a course over this, but let me.
Okay.
So one point became extremely clear that Muhurta is where astrology originates from. This Balavrata Yuva Avastha that is there, that we see, this is not based on. Let me tell you one thing. Muhurta is telling you that a planet who is combust is a dead planet. 3 days before combustion, he is old. 3 days after combustion, he's a baby. Remaining time, he's young. Parashar tell you first 5 degree in odd Rashi is a baby. This opinion of Muhurta text is supported by 67 sages versus one Parashar. So I believe Parashar did not write it, someone else did so. Because Muhurta, to every Muhurta one will tell you the same thing. It is also told that if eclipse happens in a Muhurta, that Muhurta is blemished for 6 months. Now, suppose a person born with moon in Pushya, where eclipse happened 2 months ago, that Pushya is blemished, you will see the Pushya and what you will say, very good. But what should be the result? Pathetic. So you are not analyzing the planet. There is a point where reset button is set. And post that reset, more and more energy, then reset again. More and more energy, reset again. Just looking at Pushya is just looking at the second hour and you are saying this is the time. First you see the hour, then a minute, then a second. No, based on second hour, how you tell time? Wrong time you are telling. So my point is that first of all, because planet after combustion with sun will start new. So wherever the planet is, see when he was baby. So when he came out of the womb, exactly when he came out of combustion, make horoscope for the time before your birth when he came out of combustion and check where is moon at that point of time, because moon is mood. That decides the mood of the planet. If this planet is in destructive mood, even your Lagna Lord in Lagna, it will thrash your health like anything. And you will keep on asking the principal why it is creating problem, why it is creating problem, but just you cannot. And this is not so difficult. If an astrologer is having a panchang, they know when previously Saturn became combust and what was the moon position for the Saturn. Next time he will become combust in 12 months. For the 12 month, you know the mood, right? So one who have a practice of looking at a horoscope, it is very easy. But for those, it is not going to happen. So that is one thing, right? Mood of planet from the reset, right? So one is that reset when the planet becomes a baby, when the planet is born again. The planet dies in combustion, then it becomes a baby, so born at that point of time. No, after that born, there's a mood that the planet carries. And after that birth, up to this extent, planet is having different experiences. And that experience makes the difference. So two people with exalted sun, right, at a particular degree, Depending on all the influences sun got through, by reaching up to that degree, all that influence have to be taken into consideration.
Yeah.
Because we don't take that into consideration, that's why we say similar result for exalted sun, that will never become true.
And
How this will become true?
so whenever I ask you basic questions, you give systems out actually.
So, see,
So
so
here I have one more question. When you are narrating this, I just got one more. For example, if any planet, if I add moon to it, I'm getting the mood of the planet. So add any planet, add Saturn to it, I'm getting the karma of the planet. Any planet,
yeah,
add
you can do that.
desire
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the planet.
Yes, that you can do. That you can do.
Yeah, that's what I just thought. Like when you are like,
We will add the upagrahas into it, right? So rather than taking Saturn to indicate the mood, better is to do Gulik, more
yeah,
fickle, more fickle than Saturn, right? And also because this Gulik etc. is found based on time, right? The time factor is more important than, see, planets are length factor, right? They're distance factor. Time factor are the upagrahas. This is the only difference. Upagraha is the time and planet is the distance.
yeah, because
So
we
more than distance, focus on time. Yeah.
sunrise and sunset, right? Because the
Yeah.
Upagraha aspect.
Yeah. Because they
Your
start with sunrise and sunset.
Even your
Absolutely.
Panchapakshi, like you calculated exactly the same. I took when I was calculating it by hand, I understood why you did that. Like later.
Yeah, that is particular reason, Nischal. I will tell you, many people say, why don't I get a software embedded? The moment you start using the software, you are gone with it. All the problem have happened because of the software, right? If the astrologer is taught from the day one to look at Panchang for the year, and if an astrologer having practice of 3 years have seen Panchang of last 3 years, things will become extremely clear to the head. But the problem is you input data in the software and you get a horoscope. How you will get it?
And
The real for
you
the realization to
always
dawn.
you
Yes.
always say that KP system is not at all needed. You know what happened? Like as you said, like I was calculating the Vimshottari Dasha by hand. Then what I understood is Mahadasha, Antardasha, Pratyantardasha is nothing but Lord, subplot, and subsuplot.
Yes.
There is no need to specially go for Lord, subplot, and subsuplot. So
Yeah.
you said that I understand when I calculated by hand, like there is nothing actually there. Like
Actually, there is one more point not using in KPC. What happens? So they have taken a Mahadasha span and divided it into sublords based on the fraction that it acquires in the nakshatra.
yes,
But the point is that the year of planet is year as in year, month, etc. The fraction of the nakshatra is in distance. How you can add distance
time.
to year without taking speed into consideration? You are saying Delhi to Dehradun is 360 kilometers. That you will reach in so and so hour without telling me the speed.
Yes.
And if you even take the speed of moon, a planet at combustion is slow and a planet at retrogression is fast. So moon going through Revati 12 times a month, 12 times an year will pass by 12 different speeds.
Yes.
So the formula that Krishnamurti have made misses on a major point, that is speed. And without speed, the formula is not complete. But let me tell you,
Yes, right.
Cannot happen this way. I always tell my wife that Nischal, the problem is that student ask a good question, then I cannot stop myself and Nischal ask good questions. So the course where Nischal come, other students also get benefited because of the questions that you ask. And this, you ask better questions, I am always happy to answer it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Shubham. So what I noticed, right, for example, your Sudarshan Chakra, if you apply, the 12th year comes to Virgo, and the 18th year goes to Pisces. It is clearly affecting, like, the marriage.
Yeah.
So we can beautifully use the now, even just 10, 15 minutes, I think you have given more than 6 systems. Like if I'm just thinking about it, like, so Sudarshan Chakra with Sahams, it's beautifully working in few charts we have already seen.
Yes, absolutely.
And one more question, Shubham, like, you used to say that, like, if two planets are in same degree, whether they are in different houses also. So they say that, they are connected in some way, right?
Yeah, you can say yes.
Now, in the Vivah Sahams, for example, Venus minus Saturn plus Lagna. If Venus and Saturn are in the same degree, the difference is 0.
Yeah.
And it is only the Lagna standing out.
Yes.
So what does this really mean? Like,
see, so in this, because Rashis will still have to be added. Right.
Yeah.
So adding
Yeah.
to the Rashi, it will generally come to the end or starting of another Rashi,
Hmm.
which in dual Rashi and movable Rashi also stands a chance to be Vargottam. Right.
Yes.
So if two planet happens to be around 0 degrees, whenever you add them, there is more possibility of the planet's Sphuta falling into a Vargottam section,
Yes. Yes.
right? Which makes the planet very good.
Yes.
Right. So rounded up degrees of the planet 13,0,0,0,0 is better
Yes.
because it stands more chance of, as you add them over and over again in astrology, right? It stands more chance of giving you a better result.
Yes. Yeah. Understood.
That's why I told you in the beginning that this is a 3-in-1 course. And Akash asked me, sir, will this course be beneficial for me? I have stopped people from taking admission in the course because many things that I have told you, you cannot use, you cannot do, like Vimshotri from moon. After this, though, you can do everything. Before this, though, apparently you cannot do. It's a very important course for that matter. What I'm going to teach you in the 2 days, even if you watch the recording every day for coming 10 years, you will not be able to fathom it. So I told Abhilasha to write, नए सफर का नया मुकाम लिख देंगे, अब नया मुकाम लिख दूंगा मैं आपको, and I will write your new level of what it is. Hisham, yes.
Sir, I know the Pisces and the Scorpio Navamsha. And then how you use, please, the Vimshotri? This is yearly Vimshotri or normal Vimshotri?
Normal Vimshotri from moon.
Okay, and then what happened in Venus Mahal Antardasha?
So what happens, see, because the Sphuta is coming in, so we are already, So Sphuta is coming into Pisces,
Yes,
that is aspected by Mercury.
yes.
So what is happening? Mercury Mahadasha is running. Now with respect to Venus Antardasha, you see the Navamsh. Venus
Yes.
have an exception here. The significator for an event can anytime feature in Dasha Antardasha without having a connection, because Venus is significator of marriage, it can feature. Other planets will have to have a direct connection.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so Jupiter can feature anywhere in childbirth in Dasha Antardasha without having a connection, being a being a significator. But as we did in Zero to Jyotish yesterday, significator produces result only when he is powerful. So here Venus is powerful by virtue of being Vargottam. Right, so powerful significator can feature any place. Otherwise, in this manner, the Mahadasha Lord will be directly connected to the Sphuta, and Antardasha Lord will be connected to the house Lord of Sphuta. Okay, so here the Sphuta Lord is Jupiter, and Venus is connected to Jupiter. Keep this in mind: Mahadasha Lord connected to Sphuta, and Antardasha Lord connected to Lord of Sphuta. This is the order that you will see every time, 100%. Okay.
And also transit also, as you teach us before.
Yeah.
Transit
The transit also you
Venus.
should see. Yes, absolutely. So the year is Modi ji, year 18 years of age. 1968. Let's take the transit for 1968, right? Let's take 1968, his birthday only, 17th September. Remember, Navamsh was Scorpio, Rashi was Pisces. Let's make the transit. Where is Saturn?
In Pisces, yes.
In Pisces. Try into it. Saturn, why I'm taking Saturn? Because the marriage eventually ended bitterly. Jupiter should give a marriage who sustains. This will not only match by one planet. This will match by 4 planets.